Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
Hello, everybody. You done stumbled into It's Almost Time. I am your co-host for the evening, Mr. A1, Aaron Ball, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I don't care what y'all call me. You can call me a bitch as long as you tune it in. I'm here tonight with my other co-host of the evening, Mr. Resident Hater, Paul Wilby. How's it going, my dude?
It's good. I'm a little tired, but it's good. Nothing
You
I
taking
can't
naps
do.
over there?
Always.
I knew it too when I messaged and you didn't read it at first. I was like, oh yeah, he's napping for sure. He better be here.
I had a timer set.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say otherwise I'm talking some mad shit if I have to run this
Nope.
solo, but appreciate you showing up. Appreciate it. We are covering the fight night from last night. Main event was Edson Barboza versus the English up and comer Lerone Murphy. Oh look, we got cat ass on here.
That's right.
Always fun. That's the international cat symbol is the butthole.
Right.
But yeah, no. I watched most of the main card live. I had to go back today and watch a lot of the prelims, and the reason being is it was hotter than hell out yesterday. So we got the boat out, had some beverages, and I'm surprised I'm even in working mode or working mood, being able to be here right now because first half of the day I felt like death. And I even said, oh man, I don't think I'm drinking ever again until I'm drinking again. That's usually how it goes. But
Right.
got through it, took me some leave, got some fluids in me, ate some shit, and I'm doing all right. So I'm here. But yeah, I watched most of the main card live. At least I think from Yana is on. I think the only one of the main card I didn't see live was the Pinedo and Hill fight, which actually was a banger of a fight. I'm glad I went back and I watched everything. This was a kind of a weird, I wouldn't necessarily say weird card, but right off of the bat actually had 3 dogs win right out the gate. Like, so if you were placing parlays at all last night, you probably got shafted because I don't think I had a single bet hit of mine last night. Which was kind of weird. We'll actually start from the bottom, kicking off the card. It was Vanessa Demopoulos versus Emily Ducote. This was a back and forth fight, and nobody was really dominating. But if I had to pick, I thought for sure Ducote was the winner. Like I just felt like she did more, got the better of the shots. Oh, look at you getting nice fancy backgrounds over there.
There we go.
But yeah, this was, like I said, it was a little back and forth. I thought Ducote had the better shots. I thought she controlled the fight a little bit better than Demopoulos. This one went to a decision, and it was a split decision. Demopoulos got the nod, which I was kind of surprised. Again, going back and watching, I watched this one today and just, I don't know what these judges are watching sometimes, but again, I guess that's why you never try to let that shit go to the judges, because you don't know how they're gonna score. You don't know what the fuck they're watching. And then especially if you're fighting somebody that's from that area, I would just try not to let anything go to a decision, because they're probably gonna get the nod being the hometown person. That's what I feel like. And not even saying that Demopoulos was necessarily the hometown fighter there. But I had Ducote winning it. Maybe it was because I picked Ducote in one of my parlays. I might have been being a little biased myself, but yeah, Demopoulos with the split decision victory. The second fight, actually, yeah, Clayton Rodriguez versus Haile Alatang. This was a safe performance, I should say, by Alatang, because I definitely feel like Rodriguez probably was the stronger puncher, but Alatang did not give him a chance to get going at all. Like literally for all 3 rounds of this fight, was touching him, and as soon as he was getting Alatang to react, he was shooting on him, getting him down, and then keeping him down. And not just necessarily laying there, like was actually being productive, was getting some good shots in and shit. But you could tell even by the end of the first round, Rodriguez was getting really frustrated, just wasn't able to get up, get anything going. He actually almost landed an illegal kick, like a head kick to a grounded opponent, because Alatang still had a knee down, but didn't get called. And again, this whole fight was Alatang securing the takedown, securing the position, and then point fighting him. And again, I think with his opponent being who he was, he knew what he had to do, and he executed it. Like I can't even be mad about it. So yeah, Alatang got the unanimous decision. I think it was 2 30-27s and 1 29-28. But yeah, easy work for Alatang on that. The next fight, again, this one a little bit of controversy, was Piera Rodriguez versus Ariana Carnelossi. I was pretty sure that's how you say her name. Carnelossi had not fought, I think, since like summer of 2020 or 2021 or something like that. It had been a couple years that she'd been out of action. It might have even been like 22. I think they said that, yeah, she was off for about 2 years. Don't know if it was due to injury or what she took the sabbatical for, but she made her return last night against Piera Rodriguez, and Piera was just piecing her. Like Carnelossi, I don't know if you've seen Carnelossi's arms, man.
I did not.
Oh, bro, she's swole, man, and like especially at strawweight, she got like Hulk Hogan sized guns, man. I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know what they got in the water where she's from.
Put her against Kayla Harrison. We'll see who's really shredded.
Right. But nah, this was Piera's fight. I mean, from start until it finished, she was getting the better shots. Going into the second round, actually dropped her. I think it was with the right hand, had her hurt, jumped into her guard, and they ended up clashing heads. And the ref instantly said, "Hey, watch your head." And then instantly Rodriguez goes in and headbutts her again. And I mean, it was intentional. They stopped the fight, tried to let Carnelossi recover, and she did not want to continue. And again, if we're being objective in this, or what, just the lead up to that, she was losing this fight. So she kind of, I'm not going to say that she pulled an Aljamain Sterling or anything like that, because that headbutt probably did not feel good. But the fact that she was rocked prior to that and was losing, I mean, it was an easy, hey, I'm just not going to continue. And Ariane Carnelossi DQ victory. Next fight was Warley Alves versus Abbas Magomedov. And this is actually up to this point, Magomedov, I think this is his 3rd or 4th fight now in the UFC. He was a very heavily sought prospect coming over. Thought he was going to do really good. His debut actually ended, I think, with like a first round KO. I don't remember who he had fought, but yeah, he won in his debut. Then they gave him Sean Strickland, and again in that first round against Strickland looked really good. And Strickland's just got cardio like that, and so Abus basically punched himself out and got himself tired. Strickland was able to get that dub. But this fight against Warley Alves, Magomedov looked really good. Was I felt getting the better shots, and again was able to get him down, implement his game plan, was threatening with some submissions, and just was constantly, while they were on the ground, was constantly keeping the better position. And it was like a chess match. He knew where Alves was going to try to go, and got him. Got little mouth fucking diarrhea, but yeah, no. Yeah, knew where he was going to be, so he was constantly one step ahead. And actually, yeah, Abus got a unanimous decision victory, so showed that he can go the distance. I think he paced himself. I think he wanted to prove to himself and to some other people, like, hey, I can go a little bit longer if need be. But I've also seen more entertaining fights, to say the least, from both Alves and Magomedov. So he got the dub, but again, I think it was just more so a moral victory. Like, hey, I got to show I got my cardio. And yeah, got himself a little nod there. This next fight, I almost forgot about this one until I was looking at it. But yeah, Melissa Gatto versus Tamiris Vidal. This ended in the third round, 37 seconds in, and Gatto was looking really good this fight. Actually, almost ended the fight in the second round with the submission, but just ran out of time. I think she grabbed an arm at the end, but only had a few seconds left, and so Vidal was saved by the bell. But going into the third round, of course, every round you start standing up. Gatto didn't look bad on her feet though either. They were kind of exchanging there in the third, and Gatto threw I think it was a right, and caught her in the titty. Caught her in the titty, and she goes to grab. She said, "Ow," and turned her back. And the ref's like, "What are you doing? That's a fucking legal shot." And so, of course, as soon as she turned her back, Gatto swarmed her. I think hit her a couple times before the judge said, "Hey, stop." Called the fight off. It's the first ever titty TKO I've ever seen in the UFC.
That's crazy. I was watching live when they stopped. I'm pretty sure it was the first ever it was the first time they ever stopped to fight for a woman's groin strike. I was watching that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she fucking dropped her, kicked her right in the pooter, dude.
Ooh, damn. What fight was that?
I don't remember. It was like before I lived in this house. Let me see if I can find it. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, while you're looking at that, also just jumping back a couple to that Carnelossi and Rodriguez fight, they had to pause the fight. I think midway through the first round for about 5 or 6 seconds. Rodriguez had gotten Carnelossi down, and as they were grappling, Piera had a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I think a titty popped out. So a lot of titties last night, I guess. But yeah, they was able to get it fixed or get Carnelossi's hand out of it and got it situated, and then they got back to action. And then yeah, next round was the DQ that happened. But yeah, I'll give Venom some credit because I feel like these wardrobe malfunctions are a lot fewer and far between with the Venom fight gear over Reebok. Reebok titties were just coming out left and right, and can't say I'm upset because who doesn't like a titty, you know?
Right.
Reminds me of the scene from Half Baked. Now that's a titty. That's an official fully, man. Any luck?
I'm finding one, but it's not a UFC fight. And I swear I was watching UFC when it happened. Wait. I think it was Yan Xiaonan.
Yan Xiaonan?
Yeah.
Trying to think, because I know I want to say I
think it was Marina Rodriguez versus
Yan.
I think.
And I want to say I have seen a groin shot like in a female fight, but it didn't do anything. Like she didn't ask for it to be stopped or didn't need a moment or anything like that. But man, I'm sure it probably doesn't feel too good to be kicked in the clit.
Right.
Let's see here while you doing that. Next fight, I guess no, it wasn't the final prelim. It was the second. It was a co-main on the prelims. Omar C versus George Tacos. Both of these guys were actually making their UFC debuts in this fight. Tacos, from my understanding, was actually in Abu Dhabi, was getting ready to corner one of his teammates when he got the call to make the debut and had to travel back real quick and cut weight to just even make it. But yeah, showed up, made weight, and Omar C though was a little bit too much for him. It was Omar, from my understanding, because yeah, they're light heavyweights. This dude's 205 and like 6'4", and he looks like he's built like for punching and just like all out fighting. But this dude actually, he was 9-0 going into the fight, and most of his wins came from ground control and dominant submissions. Like, dude is a well-rounded fighter, but prefers that ground game. And sure enough, George Tacos, or Tokos, sound like I'm saying tacos.
Yeah.
He this one was actually done in the first round. It was a face crank submission by C, and you could hear Tacos was actually talking throughout the fight, like something about being winded or breathing heavy. I don't know if he was talking about his opponent, but I feel like he was talking to his corner. And just I never was able to get any of his game going. C did really good controlling it, better positions, and I think it tried for a submission to start out. I don't remember who Tokos had in his corner. It was a well-established fighter though, like somebody that's been around for a minute, but was complaining basically, like said that he should do all right against the ground game or at least submissions because of who he's been training with. But as soon as you got the position for the face crank, I mean, it was in. You could tell that Tokos was kind of pissed that he was going to have to tap, but he knew he wasn't getting out of it. And it was good position, good technique, and yep, face crank sub for Omar C's debut. Yeah, next fight was Victor Martinez versus Tom Nolan. This was the main prelim, and this actually ended in the first round as well. Actually, Victor Martinez was a pretty heavy underdog. Like, I want to say like -3 or 400, but Tom Nolan came out, kind of was being flashy, just like almost had to like just wasn't worried about the power coming back at him, and Martinez almost made him pay, got him rocked and dropped him down. Went in, took position on top, but Nolan was able to survive. I think he threatened with like a couple submission attempts, or was throwing up, I think, like some legs, maybe trying to look for a triangle and then an arm bar. And then in the scramble, he was able to get back to his feet, and within about 5 seconds or so, being back on his feet, rocked Victor Martinez. It was, I think, knee to the body and punches is what they're having it listed at on SureDog. But yeah, Tom Nolan won by TKO. One of my favorite fights of last night, actually, and this was actually the last fight that I watched when I was running them back today. It was the Luana Pinheiro, or Brazilian Halle Berry, versus Angela Hill. And I thought for sure that like Angela Hill's been, I think this was her 25th UFC fight. So she's been around for a minute. She's like, I think she's like 38, 39. And Pinheiro is late 20s, early 30s. So I thought for sure I was giving the edge to Pinheiro. But Angela Hill came out and made a fucking statement. And I could be wrong in making this assumption. And I'm actually going to double check as I'm talking about this because I don't want to misspeak. But for as long as Angela Hill has been on the UFC roster, I don't think she's ever had a finish. Like every fight that she had won, anyways, had been by decision. And let me just double check this. Yeah, she had a decision win over Gomez. She had a decision win over, or no. Dern beat her by unanimous decision. But
Looks
she
like
had a win over unanimous decision win over Cody, unanimous decision win over Godinez. She had lost via decision to Verna. Lost by a split decision to Amanda Lemos. I think Tisha Pennington beat her by unanimous, but then just looking back on everything, holy shit, man.
UFC 166 and UFC 159. She won both of those with TKO.
You sure? It's not even telling me that she won.
Yeah, she beat Hannah Cyphers TKO elbows and punches in 4.5 minutes of round 2.
And then Carnelossi.
Yeah, she beat Carnelossi. Looks like doctor stoppage, so who knows how that one happened.
Well, hey, maybe they were just because it had been 5 years since she had got to finish that, like, because the announcers went crazy. They're like, oh yeah, she
doesn't finish people.
Who she beat, because Pinheiro was ranked number 9.
Yeah,
and so more than likely, well, not even more than likely, Angela Hill is number 12, so she's gonna be ranked in the top 10 here moving forward. And the way Angela Hill's been fighting, I could see her making a title push. That division isn't super strong right now. So I could see her making her way up. And I feel like every fight that they've been giving her is basically to, I wouldn't necessarily say fraud check, but I think it is basically put that way, trying to give the opponent a dub over a notable name. And she ain't been having it. She's like, no, I'm want to keep my spot. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't care if I'm almost 40. We gonna keep winning. But yeah, she got herself or maybe it was her first submission victory or something of her UFC career. Anyways, maybe that's what they was freaking out about.
That would make sense.
You see, yeah, it was a guillotine in round 2. And really, all like that entire fight, I don't think Pinheiro looked like she was winning at any moment of that fight. It was pure domination from Hill. And I mean, I've seen Hill look good. I've seen her look bad, but this is probably the best I've seen Angela Hill look in her career. So, maybe she's hitting her stride and it's just her time. Who knows? But I believe with that wrapping up, that brings us to the main card. And if I remember properly, first fight on the main card was part of our parlay, was it not?
I think it was. Parlay boys.
And this was your pick, right, Giannis?
Yep, I was very torn, and I'm glad I went with Giannis, I guess.
Yeah, no, Giannis looked really, really good. Nice bounce back. I know he got fraud checked there for a minute a couple fights ago. Like, he was really dominant. And then let me double check. I'm fucking drawing a blank of who it was that he dropped that fight to. It was, let's see here. Because Martinez beat him, and then it was Rob Font that really checked him first. That's who gave him his first L, anyways, in the UFC. And it was a first round TKO, and then got stopped in the second by Jonathan Martinez. But came out last night and just looked really fucking good against Vinicius Salvador. First round TKO. And with that being the case, I gotta grab my handy dandy chart right here.
There we go.
Let's put you. Ooh, bro. I don't know how you did this, but
did I catch up?
Just about, man. You are now at officially 11 wins right there.
Out of how many times have we done this?
This is the 16th fight card of the year.
Okay.
And so you've notched 11 out of 16, so you've only dropped 5. That's not a bad percentage.
That's what I'm going to change my headline to. I'm 11-5.
There you go. There you go. Next fight right after was the second leg of our parlay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Almost hit the wrong one.
Parlay
There it
boys.
goes. And this was Themba Garimbo versus Ramiz Brahmaj. Brahmaj. And I'm not even gonna spend a lot of time on this fight because it was a very boring fight. This was just not a lot of action, a lot of hugging, a lot of control. Garimbo, unanimous decision victory. Again, I'm not complaining, more so because of the fact that this was my parlay pick. This puts me up at 9 wins. So I'm 9-7, I guess. I'll take it. And I'm back over that 50% mark. And I'm about to hit them double digits. So I'll take it. I'll take it. The final leg.
Parlay boys. Ooh.
Was Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris. And I believe this was Andre's pick. Mr. Picking everything right.
Charleston White.
Yeah, Carlston did not do so well. I tried to tell him too. I was like, bro, you're gonna pick against your boy Chaos. He said, I got a feeling. And the feeling was not right. So a rare drop for Mr. Middleton.
Yep.
So through 16 fight cards, he's still at 12. So he's 12-4 now. You're nipping on his heels, 11-5, and I'm coming from behind with that 9-7. I don't even care, man. I'm gonna be making it up.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
It's still early in the year.
Exactly. There's going to be about 40 of these fights altogether this year. If you can go by what these last few years have turned out as far as fight nights and pay-per-views and all of that. But yeah, Chaos Williams with a TKO and 90 seconds into the first round. So he made quick work. I don't know if Carlston wasn't ready for it or what exactly happened, but shout out to Chaos because he did his damn thing. And yeah, it was punch, just a straight punch, dropped him, a little bit of ground and pound, and then it was done. But that brings us to the main event of the card, and like I said, it was Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy.
Who is this Lerone guy fight? For some reason, I don't know about him. Is he new?
Might not be on your radar as much as he would have been because I think he's from England. He's one of the guys from overseas that's actually starting to get a name for himself. And hold on, let me even check to see who this dude's been fighting up to this point. Yeah, he's from England. Right now he's undefeated too, 13-0 and won no contest. But he beat Kulabau, and then he beat Gabriel Santos.
So I've definitely seen him fight. It's just that he didn't. Yeah. Okay.
I went over Armakani.
A lot of canceled bouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 canceled fights since 2020.
God damn.
But I guess you never really know why that shit falls through.
Yeah. Okay, and the one no contest. It's not even a no contest. It was a draw against Zabira Takugov, who is I take it he's probably still in the UFC because I mean he's 20-6. Yeah, he just fought Brenner his last fight. The Zabira guy fought Elvis Brenner back in February of last year. So yeah, he's probably still a UFC fighter, just hasn't fought in a minute. But yeah, Barboza versus Murphy, and this was definitely Lerone's strongest test up to this point. I mean, Edson Barboza is I don't know if he'll be a future Hall of Famer, but he's definitely an honorable mention just as far as some of the work that he's put in and then some of the names that he's beat. I think a lot of people probably know him best, though, most recently for getting slept by Gaethje. I remember when this fight with Gaethje got put together, I thought for sure, like, it was a dangerous test for Gaethje. Like, a lot of people thought Barboza was going to handle him, and he ended up getting like a counter right hook or something as Barboza was stepping away from him and flatlined him. Was gonna try to follow up, but ref had already pulled him off before he could even follow up. But yeah, this
That's her being fault.
was
Not trying to have another one of those.
right. But yeah, no, Barboza and Murphy. I mean, Barboza, I'm not gonna say looked horrible, but this was definitely Lerone Murphy's fight. Like, he fought the better fight, was getting the better shots. I feel like he started to put a pace out that Barboza could not match, couldn't keep up with it, and just was unable to get back into this fight. I think it was in the second or the third round too. Murphy actually had Barboza hurt, didn't capitalize on it. So I think he was fighting smart, just wanted to get that dub, get himself, because Murphy wasn't ranked going into this fight to Edson's number 12, so he's probably trying to get himself a number, look okay doing it. And fought a smarter fight. This one went actually all 5 rounds and went unanimous decision for Lerone Murphy. I was kind of pissed because I thought Edson was going to check him. I thought he was going to have too much for him, or was going to be too much to bite. Or he bit off too much to chew, so to speak, going in against Barboza. But Murphy showed that he belongs. And come Monday or Tuesday, he's going to have a number next to his name. So shout out Lerone Murphy, good shit. And it kind of makes me wonder who they might have him fight from here. Because I mean, it's going to do nothing but get tougher. And he's in the featherweight division. This is, I think, one of the more stacked divisions as well. Maybe not so much. And like, I feel like featherweight's a fucking mess now ever since Ilya won the title. We don't know what's happening. We don't know who he's going to be fighting. It sounds like his first title defense. I think I recently saw he tweeted out or had posted that he does have a match and a date set. He hasn't announced who it is, but it's going to be insane. I just feel like that Ilya is going to be one of these fighters that fights one time a fucking year and holds up the division and then just talks a bunch of fucking shit in between the fights. Like,
I hope you're wrong, but I think you're right, because he keeps saying, I call the shots, I call this, I call that, which is all bullshit. You don't call shit. The UFC offers you the fight that they think makes sense, and you say yes or no if you want to be fucking employed.
Yep.
A lot of yapping.
Well, no, and like
less yapping and more of this.
Well, and when he first won the title, he said none of these guys are getting to touch this belt. They're not even getting a shot. Like, Holloway doesn't deserve it. Ortega doesn't deserve it. He doesn't want to. He already turned down supposedly the rematch with Volkanovski, and it's like, dude, so who the fuck are you just gonna fight yourself? Not for real. But then with Max's performance at UFC 300, and just kind of, I think this is why Ilya doesn't want to fight Max. Is he saw what he just did to a 55er. We just saw what he did to a very violent fighter in Justin Gaethje. Was winning that fight and still gave this dude a chance with 10 seconds left. Being the power striker, said, hey, I'm going to give you a chance to come knock me out. Come meet me in the middle. And then knocked him out in the final fucking second. Like that. That is going to, like, I'm going to call it now. That's going to be fight of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that.
Like, I don't know.
It is early, though.
It's early, but, like, it doesn't get much better than 24 minutes and 59 seconds of just an all-out war to walk away with a KO like that. The only other, that matched a record because Demetrius Johnson got a final second submission in a 5-round fight. I don't remember who it was against. But, yeah, he had that record for latest finish. And, yeah, basically, Max went and tied that. But then when they started talking, they traded some Bible verses. Basically, I don't remember what
Nerds.
Ilya had quoted, but when Max fired back, the quote that he picked, it was fucking just fire. Basically, like with God, like God is my weapon, and I will scorch nations, basically, or I will take out nations with it. Like it was some very prophetic shit. With them talking back and forth though, then out of nowhere, Ilya goes, "No, I'm not gonna fight him." Blah blah blah. If unless he wants to put that BMF title on the line. If he doesn't want to, then I'll just fight Ortega. And I'm like, bro, you need to make up your fucking mind. Like, what are we doing here? You're just
Right.
it just some of these guys they get too big for their britches. Like, bro, you beat one big name person and now you think you're the shit. And I get like you're representing a whole country. Spain had never had a champion, I think, before that. Like good for you, but like let's go solidify that you're a goat or you're that good and actually fight some more motherfuckers. Like let's stop with this politic bullshit and actually just if you do it right, you don't have to talk the shit. You let your fights fucking talk for you. That was one thing I loved about Volkanovski. He never was like, "Oh, I am the best or the greatest of all time." He's like, "No, I'm gonna fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, and we can do it. We can see who's the best." And he let his fighting speak for him. That's why I'm a little sad about it because I feel like we're kind of at the end of an era with Volkanovski losing. We're not gonna have both Volkanovski and Israel Adesanya. Love him or hate him, and I know Izzy gets a lot of hate. This dude was game to fight though, and like every 3 to 4 months, this dude had a title fight. He was putting it on the line. And same with Volkanovski, and Volkanovski again stepped up twice to the weight class above him and fought pretty much the lightweight goat and had a very close first fight. I think where he fucked up though was taking that second fight on 10 days notice and basically coming off the couch from partying or drinking and just not being in camp mode, and it cost him. And then yeah, again, too quick of a turnaround going in to fight Ilya, and I think that's why he got slapped. And again, Volkanovski didn't look bad up to the point that he actually got starched.
Right.
He just made the wrong move, and Ilya timed it. I can't even talk shit about that. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with the featherweight division, how this is gonna play out. Because again, and if you don't want to fight anybody, Ilya, I guess just maybe give the belt up or go commentate, do something else. You already got what you wanted. Dip out. And the way if he fights once a year now that he's got the title, he's gonna finish with a record of like it. Let's just hypothetically, if he fights once a year and he does not lose, he's gonna end up finishing out his career at like 22-0 because he's gonna have 5 or 6 title defenses, but they're all gonna be a year apart.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be done from there. But this upcoming weekend is actually there are no fights.
Damn. Okay.
Yep. So
Wait, I
rare.
think is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson this coming weekend? Oh wait, no, I think it's next month.
Yeah, it might even be in July from what I remember seeing now. Because I think they were targeting June, and I think something happened to where it might even be like July 20th. I think was the date for that. Let me just double check this. I hate talking all this shit and not like I don't want to give the wrong information. Hold on. Yeah, that's gonna be July 20th is Tyson and Paul. So we still got some time. What were you saying Tyson said to Jake Paul?
He said, I was looking at pictures of him doing his little dance when he was 16, and for some reason it gave me an erection.
Holy shit.
Casually at the press conference.
Man, hey, that's some Mike Tyson shit talking though. This dude
Right.
will fuck you till you love him.
Right.
Like, dude, like that was like, I think Mike had some of the most savage shit talkery boxing has ever seen. Like, he was completely disrespectful, and you could like it was with very bad intentions. The shit that he was talking to a lot of people.
Right.
But yeah, no,
Alexander Usyk became first heavyweight undisputed since 1999.
I seen that, and didn't he officially give Fury his first career loss too? Right?
I don't know. Probably.
I think so. I think that's the first L that Fury took. And I mean, if we're being honest, it's the second one because Ngannou beat his ass
Yep.
that fight, and it might have been because Fury wasn't training or taking it serious. But an L is an L, and them judges saved him a fucking blemish. And the only reason they did that is because Ngannou wasn't an actual boxer.
Right.
They couldn't have that. But yeah, there's no fights this upcoming weekend, but you know what that means, right? The next
What?
card coming up is UFC 302. Makhachev
Lit.
versus Poirier.
That's lit.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And actually taking a look at it, I don't know the odds of the fight, but I'm a go ahead and I'm a back my boy. I'm taking for my parlay pick.
Parlay boys.
Give me Roman Kopylov.
All right, let me fucking pull up the card here. Damn, Makhachev versus Poirier is the card, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was kind of taking a look at this, seeing what Andre might pick. And for those of you that don't know, the reason we don't have the man in control of the action here tonight is I guess somebody didn't watch the fights last night, but they're also prepping for summer camp. So
Eileen's bringing that fucking dump truck out of the garage to 302 or whatever the fuck this is.
What's that?
Eileen's bringing her dump truck out of the garage.
Oh, certified dump truck operator.
Yep. About to be twerking, cut to the child in the stands. Holy cow. This is kind of a sleeper card. Very like for second fight of the night, I think.
Oh yeah, Eileen Perez.
Yeah.
Thought you were talking about Norma Dumont. I was like, I don't see Dumont, but
oh no.
No, Eileen Perez definitely got that junk in the trunk too, and she's swinging around. She be doing upside down twerking on the cage side while her coach slaps it.
Man, this will be a cool card. Oh fuck, I already know who I have to go. Let's fucking go, dude. We're gonna go with the motherfucking Terminator. The Eraser is gonna fucking dispose of Sean Strickland.
Oh, you're going Paulo Costa.
You're goddamn right.
I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Okay.
Taking out the trash with Paulo Costa this next weekend. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I like that. I like that.
He's a big motherfucker.
Yep. Hey, and if Costa makes this happen too, he's gonna beat the #1 ranked middleweight, which is that's crazy.
Yeah, imagine Strickland being #1 ranked middleweight. Oh, where the fuck timeline are we in,
bro? Nah, and like there's even Strickland fans are starting to say this dude's whining too much. This is all this dude does now is fucking complain. It's either about fighter pay or this or that. Okay, yep, Israel's ranked #2 then. That makes sense. And then Robert Whittaker at #3. Man. No, I like what you're doing there. I like that. And just to elaborate, because I know we had spoke on it prior, Dustin Poirier versus Makhachev is the main event, and everybody's kind of already sold on the fact that Islam's gonna win this fight, right?
That's what I think, but you never know. Sometimes DP pulls him out.
Yep. Well, and the like really what's making me lean the other way is this fun fact about how every card that Paulo Costa has ever been on
That too,
with a
yeah, I forgot.
championship fight, the champions always lose. And I mean, we're talking UFC 2012. Jose Aldo lost to Max Holloway, and Costa was on that card. Costa was on UFC 217, 217.
That's lit.
And that one actually, Michael Bisping lost, Cody Garbrandt and Joanna all lost their belts that night. UFC 266 or 226, Stipe lost to DC. UFC 241, DC lost to Stipe. UFC 278, Usman lost to Leon. And then the most recent one was actually earlier this year, UFC 298. This is where Volk lost to Ilya. Paulo Costa has been on every single one of those cards.
That's also a testament to him because he's always getting big ass pay-per-view cards.
Yep. Well, and I mean, I think people like Costa. He sells fights.
Right. He's
and
funny.
Not only that, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, on Twitter, he might have the funniest Twitter presence of all the fighters I know of. He's so funny on there.
Man, but I'll tell you what, Merab is stepping his marketing game up, man, because he had a basically he had to have been paying this dude a salary, but it was a Sean O'Malley lookalike. Like the first video I saw his on TikTok with this dude, I thought it was O'Malley at first. Like that's how good they pulled it out. I said, "Oh, bro, they're cross promote." Nope, they're not cross promoting. Merab's just a savage. And actually, Merab and Costa been making some content together as far as like marketing and shit. They had a little feud going on where Costa kept stealing Merab's PI food.
All right, so I need to know if you think this was intentional. What the fuck? There we go. Why is there a pixel missing from his hair right here? Is it cut like that, or is that a Photoshop issue?
I think it's probably cut like that.
Interesting. Makes me want to kickflip his hair. I want to kickflip the two-step.
Get a little tech deck.
Yeah, dude.
He's got a little quarter pipe. That's great.
Oh, they call him the Fresh Prince, huh?
Yep, I think so. You pulled that. He's okay. Yeah, he's fighting Jake Matthews. It looks like Nico Price is fighting Alex Morono. I think that should be an easy bounce back for Price if he does it right. Because I don't think Price has fought since he got slapped by Lawler.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably good for him to take a little time off.
Yeah, no, there's smart way of going about it. And plus the person they're having a fight again, Morono's not no slouch. He's been battle tested, but if Price is gonna be anybody, he's gonna have to beat Morono. You got Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki. I think that's probably be an easy fight for Dawson. Selecki's kind of been on a slide a little bit. Cesar Almeida though versus Roman Kopylov. They're not even showing the odds, but I'm always team Kopylov. I like that guy's style. He's very aggressive. He also he did combat sambo is where he got his start. And then
that's
the
where all
main
those
card,
fucking Dagestanis. That's what they all do.
Yep. Main card though, Randy Brown versus Alazu Zaleski dos Santos, Jonathan Almeida versus Alexander Romanov. I feel like that should be a good bounce back fight for Jonathan anyways if he does it right. But again, Curtis Blades fucking exposed that shit. I loved that fight, just watching him going for that shoot and got popped and then never recovered. Kevin Holland versus Michael Alushiek. That's the most random fucking fight, man. Holland will fight anybody, though. I swear to God.
Right?
I like that about him. He definitely doesn't. I don't think he's got no in his vocabulary as far as fights. He fought Kamzat when they did that whole switch around with Diaz. It's like, oh yeah, I'll fight you on 24 hours notice. I don't care. You all are gonna pay me good, so yep.
Yep.
And then co-main event: Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa. Main event: Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. I'm actually gonna jump a little bit forward past the Cannonier Imavov fight card and Perez and Tyra. You got that Whitaker and Shamaev card, but I wanted to talk real quick about UFC 303. Co-main event of that fight card has been canceled as of today. Did you hear what happened?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so co-main event for that was Khalil Roundtree Jr. versus Jamal Hill. Roundtree had to pull from the fight.
Oh yeah, because he popped.
Yeah, and it wasn't even just that he popped. I like how he went about it though. He was working with a supplement company and had given him a list of stuff that he is not allowed to take, stuff that is banned if you're fighting in the UFC. And I don't know if they fucked up an order. They gave him something and gave it, told him what was in it, and it turns out it was the wrong ingredients, and that whatever they had given him had a banned substance. As soon as he realized, though, he was on the phone with the UFC and said, hey, this happened. It was not intentional, but this happened.
Right.
I'm going to have to withdraw from the fight. So, yeah, as of right now, that co-main event has been canceled, or at least Roundtree is out. I feel like if Jamal Hill still wants to fight, give it to Jan. Put Blachowicz in there. I would say put Yuri in there, but he's already. He's probably still recovering from 300 because he ate a lot of punishment from Rakic before actually getting him out of there. But yeah, I could see Jan Blachowicz taking Roundtree's spot and them keeping that fight. But the scary thing, like, if you look at this card, I mean, it's if you watch a lot of UFC, you're gonna know a lot of these names. But to the casual, the biggest fight on this obviously was McGregor and Chandler. But with that co-main event, if that fully drops off, you have Peyton Talbot versus Giannis Gamorre, Myra Bueno Silva versus Macy Chiasson, Cub Swanson versus Andre Fili, Joe Pyfer versus Marc-Andre Barriault, and then Michelle Gomez versus Jillian Robertson, and Ray Soraya versus Carlos Hernandez. And again, I feel like they don't have to stack these cards. If it's a Conor card, you can throw whatever fights that you want on it because people, why they're getting it, why they're tuning in. I just feel shitty for the people that are paying $15,000 for floor seats.
Crazy.
And like literally 90% of this card is not worth those $15,000 price tags. And especially now with the co-main event dropping out and they're not being a really guaranteed fight right there in that spot yet. I feel like they need to pad it a little bit more. Maybe they're not because they have to pay Conor so goddamn much. So they're just getting anybody else on there that, can fill some time. But I feel bad for anybody that is dropping 15 racks on some floor seats. And
in any walk of life, once we start talking about people dropping 15 racks on anything, I just kind of like stop even thinking about it because they're obviously living on a different planet than where I'm living. No,
for real. We're like 90% of us are living.
Right. I can't even imagine dropping 15,000 at one time that was without a loan. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Like I think that might have been the biggest purchase I ever did, and it wasn't even fully me. When I was in high school, I think it was like a $16,000 car. It was it was 2003 Mitsubishi Lancer, and I had to foot half of it. And that again, that was y'all could call it being spoiled or whatever, but no, my pops was like, hey, if you pay for half, I'll pay for the other half. I had gotten some benefit money from my mom passing, and was able to get myself a car. got to show this one off. It's fight related, but not an active fighter. But this is probably one of my favorite flipping cards right now to this point.
Yeah, it's lit. That's fucking awesome.
And it's got the rounded edges like an actual playing card. I was like,
oh yeah, that is cool.
It is dope as hell, man. And it's the fucking ice, man. So
you ever watch Big Brother? The Big Brother skate videos?
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah.
Me and my buddy were watching the old Big Brother videos the other day, and there's one of them where they have Chuck Liddell, like from like long ass time ago, probably early 2000s or late 90s, and he's fucking
Prime Chuck.
Yeah, prime Chuck, dude, and they're just getting in the ring and letting Chuck beat the fuck out of him, basically. He picks up one dude and fucking throws him, just hip tosses his ass. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm like, holy fuck. My buddy said, that's Chuck Little. I'm like, you're right, it is.
No, I actually, funny that this is not fight related, but I remember the first ever skate video that I ever watched. Ever.
Oh, yeah.
My introduction to skate videos. And it was more of a popular one, I guess, if you want to call it that, especially for the time that it dropped. But Shorties, Fulfill the Dream.
Yep. I thought you were gonna say Thrasher, but that's a good one too.
Yeah, no, that's probably why I've always been such a big Chad Muska fan, though, too. Like
Chad Muska's cool.
Yep. Man, so I'm gonna have some fun just speculating. What do you think Dre is gonna pick for the parlay pick? Because he's dropped one. He's got you nipping on his tail now. You think he's gonna pick the easy route and just pick Islam?
No, I think he's gonna pick. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Does he have any children on here?
Neither one of his kids are on this one.
Nobody. He's like a big fan of
children on this. He said.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I have no idea who he'll pick. To be honest, maybe. I don't know, dude. Every time I see Phil Rowe's hair, it like stops me in my tracks. Like, why you gotta stare there? Yeah, I have no idea. That's a good question. That's a good. Does he like Kevin Holland? I don't know.
He fucks with Kevin Holland, but I don't know if it. Again, he liked Chaos Williams and picked Carlston Harris. So it's
so really he's a wild card.
He likes.
Right. You never know, I guess.
No, I'm gonna talk my shit here. He could say he's getting ready for summer camp. He just knew he was gonna have to answer to that big ass L that he dropped last night, and that's why he didn't want to show up tonight. So
that's true.
We coming for you. We coming for that top spot.
Yeah.
Paul's a little closer than I am, so you better make this next one count, Mr. Middleton, Mr. Sean Coonery. But I'm trying to think if there's any other fight news or anything like that. I'm pretty sure. I think we covered everything. We got 2 out of the 3 parlay picks in. Again, there is no fight next Saturday, but if you're down, we can maybe come up with some content and go live and talk a little bit of shit. And I'll start looking for some gems through the internet and just make it a shit talking that.
The Immortal Brown retired.
Yes, he did. He said, I'm done. I'm not doing that again.
Yep.
Good for you, though, Matt. I've always liked the Immortal one. I've always fucked with Matt Brown.
Yep.
And for him to realize, hey.
I like him when he fights, not as much when he talks.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I can't say either, though, about Bryce Mitchell.
Right? Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, he has hit some pretty sick twisters, but other than that, like, God, he's so annoying.
Nah, bro, and like he literally, him and Bisping got into it over some shit that Bisping said. I think it's because Bisping believes in evolution. He said, "Nah, Michael, you've been lied to by the devil. We did not come from monkeys." And just
he said, "Do you think man came from apes?" And Bisping's like, his eyes are getting all big and he's yelling and Bisping's just laughing at him. That shit cracked me up. What are you gonna do, you little 145-pound shrimp?
No, for real. Oh, I guess we can talk since Bisping likes to talk shit back to fighters, and he is a retired fighter himself, so he's kind of got the leeway to do so. He called out Joaquin Buckley too, because Buckley in
I saw that.
his fight or his win last weekend basically called out
McGregor.
and is like basically called his whole family hoes and this and that. Oh, and if you don't reply, then we must know that the hose it still runs in the family pool. And McGregor never said shit back. And the reason McGregor didn't say shit back is it was kind of a corny call out. He tried and it didn't hit anywhere on the radar like with what he thought it would.
Right.
But and instead of just like letting it be, he kind of doubled down on it. Oh, I guess yeah, he didn't reply to me, so you all really must be some McHoes. Um and no, maybe it wasn't. No, Michael Bisping didn't
DC. It was
comment on
DC,
this
I
one. This
think.
was DC that replied to him. He
Yeah.
said, "Nah, shut up."
Worst call out in history.
Yeah, no, and it was like an amazingly rare good take from DC. Like he hit this one spot on. It's like, nah, bro. The reason he didn't reply to you is that shit was corny. That was one of the corniest call outs in UFC history. And just own it. That's what it is. That's why you didn't get a reply. Let's move on. Go beat somebody else in the top 5, and then maybe say that name again. But yeah, we'll see what they put on the table for Buckley moving forward. I like Buckley. I like he's an entertaining fighter. He talks a lot of shit, but he's up to this point, other than a couple drops that he had at 185. I mean, he's backed it up at 170.
Yeah, I felt like he was too short for 185.
Yep. And a lot of them guys are coming down from 215, 205 to get down there. I'm not sure what Buckley walks around at, but with that frame, he's probably like 190-ish. Probably wasn't having to cut a whole lot, but again, you're fighting somebody that's walking around at maybe 220 tops. It's probably not the best idea. But
hey, who knows? Usyk fucking beat up Fury last night, and Fury weighs like 40 more pounds than him.
Yeah, that was, and I didn't see the whole fight, but that was very, very satisfying to watch, especially with all the showboating and shit that Fury was doing throughout the fight, like sticking his tongue out, and just didn't seem like he was taking him serious.
Yeah.
Until he didn't have a choice. He got rocked, and really that ref kind of cheated fucking Usyk out of a goddamn highlight knockout.
Right.
Because if he would have been able to go in, he would have slept him. And there wouldn't have been no split decision or people were talking like, oh, this was a robbery. I guess supposedly that was a really close fight. It sounded like Fury won 5 rounds, Usyk won 6, basically, and then that knockdown was the icing on the cake that probably got it to sway.
Pretty much, yep. Fury was looking good up until about halfway through the fight, and then fucking Usyk poured it on him.
That's what's up. I might have to go watch that full fight and just to see.
I couldn't get any of my streams to work, so I was watching someone watch it and tell me what was happening.
Who was it your normal guy that you watch?
No, this time it was Luke Thomas, because he was just the first one that I saw that was doing the boxing match. I don't like Luke Thomas. I don't watch any of his shit at all.
Gotcha. I might have a site. I don't know if I don't think they run them live, but if you ever miss any of the fights and want to catch up on it, I've actually found a pretty good site it's got some good replays.
That's cool.
So I have to share that info because it's for educational purposes only, of course. Like I'm not doing anything illegal. But now on that note, I think I'm gonna call it a night here. Get me something to eat. Gotta give one of my kiddos a call because this is what we do Sunday nights. Just
decent
talk every weekend. Nah, it's kind of nice too. Just kind of helps me keep up and stuff. I'll be forgetting all the time, and then like too much time has gone by. So yeah, these weekly calls definitely been helping. But I appreciate you joining me here tonight. We appreciate anybody that stopped out. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Again, a big shout out to Brez and a Real Ninjas Network for hosting us here. Definitely, like I said, I fuck with the platform. I've always fucked with Real Ninjas Network. So just to even be able to be a part of that, I fucks with that. But hope y'all have a good night out there in internet land. And holler at your boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.